So goats have this reputation for being escape artists, and they are. They test their boundaries and they always think the grass is greener on the other side. When we first moved to our current homestead, we didn't have any existing fencing. The land was overgrown and the terrain was mountainous, and while we did make some pastures using the standard woven goat wire, electric fence was the best option for many of our goat pastures. So first, let's talk about the pros of electric fencing. It is cheaper. Woven wire is expensive, so if you have a large pasture, electric fencing is much more cost effective. It's easier to construct on uneven or hilly terrain. We have tons of hills and dips, and our mountain and whatever else our mountains may decide to give us. And woven wire can be a nightmare to do without leaving gaps where goats might get under and get stuck under. Electric wire won't have this issue. It's also quicker to install. Woven wire can take a lot of pulling to get it tight enough, and it takes time to wire each post 3 or 4 times with T-post clips. Electric fencing is much quicker and easier to pull tight, and it takes no time to get the wire into the insulators. Your goats can't push or climb on this fence, and most goats will respect those hot wires. They can sense the current and they usually won't go anywhere near it. They don't want to get hit with those 7,000 volts. So now the cons of electric fencing for goats. The main con of an electric fence is that it is only a psychological barrier. Meaning if a goat is really stubborn or it just really wants to cross that barrier, they can. I've never had a problem with this, but it can be an issue for some, especially during breeding season. We do not use electric fencing for our bucks in the fall because they will do anything to get to the does, even get shocked. Your fence can also fail if you have a power failure, a battery failure, a charger failure. Things like limbs and weeds and even bugs can short out your fences every now and again. Our goats seem to be used to the electric fence being there, so that even if the fence does go down, as long as we get it back up and working pretty quickly, they don't test it. And I'm sure if we were to leave it down for a week, they would probably realize and start exploring. It's more work to keep the fence line clean on an electric fence. In the summer, it can be a hassle to keep your fence line trimmed because your goats can't eat along the bottom of it like they do with wire fences. And if you let the weeds and the grass get too high, the fence will ground out. So now I'm going to show you real quick how we have our electric fence set up. So this is our charger. Over the years we have used solar chargers, battery powered chargers, and electric chargers, which is what this one is. One cord on the green side goes to the power source, the other goes to a grounding rod over in our chicken yard. And then the red wire is attached to the fence, which is what actually gives it that electric current. So this is our electric fence wire. We have T-posts placed about every 16 feet. We have 5 wires on each post placed about 9 inches apart. We use these yellow T-post insulators, which are really inexpensive and easy to put the wire through. You can see at this end cap the type of black corner insulators that we use. So as you can see, our pasture covers a very uneven terrain, and we were able to put up over 1 acre of fencing in just a couple of hours for much less money than it would take to put up a woven wire fence in that amount of space.